Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Sharon, and this is Classy Shades Designs. Hey guys, for this Tumbler Tuesday, let's play with some micas. So I, off camera, went ahead and glittered these wine glasses just halfway because we want to leave the top blank just so you can see what it looks like with the mica on it. So I'm going to go ahead and put my gloves on and get prepared to mix together a couple of micas and some alcohol ink and the epoxy just so you can see the difference between the two and how the glitter and shimmer and shine works for them. I am hoping that this will give us a smoky look at the end of this project. So I've already mixed together my epoxy and I use Pearl Marine, which I order from Amazon, but you can get it in several different places, including their website. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, so let's go ahead and start pouring this into individual cups. Okay, so here you can see I've poured just equal amounts, or some a little less in some and a little more in other ones. But at any rate, we're just going to do this before we put it on our wine glasses because I want to test to see how they look. So the first color I'm going to use is Pearlescent White by Jaccard. And this really is a color that's designed to go on fabric, but it works well in epoxy also. So I'll spray about 2 or 3 drops in there. And I'm also going to put in one of these. I just got this brand new. It's a really awesome color, pearl mica powder. And so I'm going to open it for the first time and I'm going to mix this in as well to see what this one looks like. As I stir these up, I'll show them to you guys, each one, if I can get into this packet. Okay, so I'm going to put a little bit of this in with the pearl white as well. I don't know how much, so we'll just put that just a little bit and see how that looks. If we need to add more, we can, but remember, you can never remove, you can only add to, so we don't want to put too much in there. The next color I'm going to use is Pearlescent Turquoise. Look at how pretty that is on the bottom. It's such a pretty color. Make sure you shake them up because after they've set, the colors do try to separate. So we'll put about 2 or 3 drops of this into the epoxy as well. Now I'm going to see how this works. The next color is a fluorescent or a glow-in-the-dark color. It's a color shifting, so I'll add a little bit with that. I don't know if it will work or not, but we'll see what happens. The color may be too dominant. The turquoise may be too dominant for it. And here again is a little bit of glow in the dark, just plain white. So we'll put that in a container on its own. And last but not least, we're going to add a little bit of color to this. So we'll use this gold color. It shifts from green to gold. You can see on here, it's a color shifting mica. So I'm going to put a little bit of that into the container as well. The cool thing about these micas is it really doesn't take a whole lot to get payoff. You just can add a little bit and you'll get a really nice color. If you want it to be translucent and thin, then you want to go on the lighter side. If you want it to be really heavy, really fluent with color, bold, then you want to go on the heavier side. But you never want to put too much in it because it can make the epoxy start to become stringy, and that makes it harder to work with. Since I'm using these little bitty medicine cups, I'm breaking my popsicle sticks in half so that it doesn't waste material. You want to be able to get as much as you can. So mixing that together, remember this is the one that's the pearlescent white and the white mica powder. Oh my goodness, do you see that shimmer? Look at how pretty that is. That is so adorable. I love it. Okay, let's try the next one. This is the Pearlescent Turquoise with a little bit of the glow-in-the-dark mica powder in it. And even that's pretty. It's very translucent, so I like that. We could add a little bit more color to it, but I think we'll just leave it like this since it's a wine glass and we want to be able to see through it. That's looking good. And it doesn't take a whole lot. Look at the payoff that we're getting from this color so far. It's absolutely beautiful. All right, let's take this stick, and this is our gold. It's our green gold mica that's going to do a color shift. It's looking very pretty. They're kind of thin. It's kind of thin. It's translucent. I'm trying to get this in the camera so you can see it. But it's beautiful. It's still very pretty. We'll see what it looks like when we put it on the cup. And last but not least, let's go ahead and, oh God, look at how pretty that is. Do you see the shimmer? Wow, that's beautiful shimmer. And then of course we mix together our glow in the dark, which is just going to be white powder. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit of the clear epoxy that I had left in my mix in the container on here, just so this will give us a little bit of flow. We don't want to, I mean, we could put the epoxy on the naked wine glass, but if we put a layer of epoxy over the top of it, a thin layer, it helps the epoxy flow better when we start to drizzle it on. And that's what we're going to do right now. I'm going to start with a turquoise because this is a turquoise cup, and you can see my glitter that's there that we've done already. And we're just going to put the turquoise across the top and all kind of directions on the cup, just getting it drizzled on here really well. There's no rhyme or reason to this, so we'll just go ahead and drizzle our little hearts out with every single color. All right. I do want to tell you, when you're working with epoxy, you want to be careful. I have on a mask, which you can't hear right now. It's helping me. It's a breathing mask, and this way I don't breathe the fumes in. And normally I have on gloves, but because I'm not actually touching the epoxy right now, I'm just touching the outside of each glass and the popsicle stick, I'm a little safer. But if you decide to work with epoxy, please use all measures of safety that you can, because you could develop an allergy. I decided to go ahead and mix up some black to add a little bit of dimension to it, and I remember that I wanted this to be smoky, so I needed to have some smoke in the smoky. So I'm adding black to it as well, and it's just a black mica. Now I'm going to take my popsicle stick and just kind of stir up the mica on the sticks to give it a smoky effect, to make it look like how smoke looks when it's in the air. It's not all perfectly shaped together. And if you get a spot that you think is too dark, then go ahead and add some additional color to it, some more white to help break that up. I'll take it back down to regular speed, and you can see how this is working. I'm just adding more color to it in spots where I think it's too dark or too light, and I take my popsicle stick and just wiggle throughout the colors to help break them up and to give it some of that smoke blowing up into the air effect. It's looking pretty good so far, and I like how these micas look, especially over the top of that glitter. It makes the glitter shine, it makes the mica shine through it. Really loving how the pearlescence is giving it that shimmer. Oh, it's turning pretty, you guys. So I let it spin for a few minutes. Now I'm going to come in with my torch, and I'm going to pop all the little micro bubbles by just running my torch over it really quick. If you don't have a torch, you don't have to do this. I've seen many people do it with a heat gun. The reason that I don't do the heat gun is because the heat gun does what? Mine blows air, and that adds more air bubbles into the epoxy. So if you're ever wondering why you can't get that crystal smooth clear finish, it may be because you've used the air heat gun, which added more air bubbles into your epoxy. So after I torch out all the bubbles, being really careful not to burn down your house or your project, I then just let them spin until they were dry 24 hours later, and this is how they came out. And I accomplished the smoky look. Well, tell me what you think. Leave your comments down below, and I hope you try the micas. They're pretty. Thanks for watching. See you in our next video.